welcome back to Birmingham Fan TV. We wanted to do a slightly different video today. We haven't got a podcast this week just because everyone is on holiday and doing lots of different things. But we have got a slightly longer version of our match preview / review of our last game in the Cup against Portsmouth. So today, going to kick off our thoughts against Portsmouth. Previous to that, Portsmouth actually lost to Shrewsbury in their first game of the season. So I thought going into the game we might have done a little bit better than we did. But shall we start with who they played in their lineup and our lineup?
No idea who they played in their lineup.
They made quite a few changes from their game against Shrewsbury, so I think they were almost taking their foot off the gas a little bit. But also we definitely did. So how many youth players did we have?
I think we had 4 debutants. We had 5 that had come through the academy, something stupid like that. It was completely different to the team I thought it would be. I think we've made 10 out of 11 changes. Ultimately, I don't think the choice of player and personnel was that bad. I was happy to see as many youth players come in as we can because ultimately, I don't think clubs utilise the youth systems enough. We've got some fantastic talent in our youth system and we always have produced quite good talent, but ultimately I think that where we lost on Saturday was a combination Tuesday was a combination of, yes, everybody was a little bit young, everybody was a little bit inexperienced, but also this team still doesn't look balanced enough. The system doesn't look quite where it should be for it to work. I've been over this with you two numerous times, saying that something doesn't quite look right. They're not doing something right, especially in the wide positions. And I'm hoping that now he's got 1 or 2 more players in, that obviously the first team can click on that one. But, obviously, Wes, you weren't there.
What did you think of the lineup? When you first saw it, what was your instant reaction?
Hi, guys. Yeah, I was surprised and not surprised, really. I thought, well, is he going to go full team, give us more playing time together, or was he going to go complete youth? I think I said to you, James, at the end of the Brentford game, I almost kind of, I think he's going to go completely youth and rest the team. And he did, but they don't need rest, do they? They don't, what we need is pitch time together, and we haven't had that. And I as I said, I wasn't there. And I listened, and I was listening to TalkSport 2, and they were waxing lyrical. They were saying how wonderful we looked and sharp, and all sorts of expletives in there. And I think I was listening to Barcelona Real. It was that good. And these guys were completely independent, so they weren't.
That was
those guys.
Opening 15 minutes.
The opening 15 minutes, and then the goal, and it just changed. The game just turned in its head. We went into our shells, and it was literally boys to men. And I think that's what disappointed me, is that you in the last couple of games we've only had a few minutes in the opening. Certainly at Brentford it was 5 minutes. After that it was just a bombardment. We looked poor all around the pitch. It's typical Blues, I suppose. But I'm pleased we're out of the cup. Get it out of the way. It's not, I'm not dissing the cup because we won it a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I think in our current position, the last thing we need is any distraction.
Yeah. No, completely.
We're never going to win it, are we? Let's be realistic. Like, we could get far. We could certainly cause some upsets.
Yeah.
But are we going to ultimately win it? Probably not.
The most we'll take from it is a bit of extra money.
Yeah, for sure.
But not a lot in these early rounds.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to analyse the first half, really, because I think for the first 15-20 minutes we were very good. Although we didn't have an out-and-out striker, I did think our movement up the pitch was quite impressive compared to against Brentford, because even though Portsmouth are, no offence, an easier team to play against, our team was completely different. And I think what Pep was trying to do is play the same system throughout all the ages, and by doing that he had to chuck these kids out there who did themselves justice. Let's be truthful here. They're playing against professional men.
They were big men.
But I think there was something missing, and I think it was probably a more experienced striker.
Yeah.
What
Someone
do you
who can
think?
just hold the ball up and
Yeah.
bring the younger players into the game. I think when you get up there, it is nerve-wracking. And Jay, you played up front as a youngster before your knees
Died.
shot, and it can be quite scary when you're in front of goal and you're about to shoot. And,
yeah.
So if you are, there's some interpretation when you're a younger player, and maybe just Duke maybe up there on his own with Bellingham to kind of feed off. But like I say, I can only go on the performances that we've had, and hope that Saturday's is different. I don't think it will be. I think we're going to be. We're going to have the same. We're going to start well. How long that well is? The first game was 5 minutes. Tuesday was 15. Maybe we get 20-25 minutes. I don't know. Maybe that will grow to the whole season. But what worries me is that we've got the wrong set of players. We've got too many new faces, and it's not going to be long before heads are going to drop, not only in the team but amongst the fans.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we'll get into this coming game in a minute. But certainly my take on it was, we sat there and we stood there and said, apologies about the window, by the way. It's boiling hot in here, so we've got to keep the windows open, so apologies about the traffic going past.
We haven't got a fan yet.
Yeah. The performance first 15 minutes was sharp, I agree. We moved it really well across the back, the midfield and the back line. But with no number 9 up there, we had no outlet, obviously, like we've touched on. But also, my biggest issue still, and I'll touch on it, obviously, getting into the Bristol game, is that, and I'm going to keep waxing lyrical about it until I see a change, is the two wing-backs, left and right side, are so deep, so deep. We're technically playing with just kind of like a forward 3, maybe, because the two centre midfielders are holding, as to speak. So the idea is that the wing-backs push on to become wingers.
Yeah.
They're playing as full-backs, so at most of Brentford and for most of Portsmouth, we're playing with a back 5 and then a 2 in front. It's so negative that when we do finally win the ball back, we're too deep and we're passing and we crowd ourselves out, and Portsmouth could then win it back if they press the back line hard enough, if they obviously if they manage to press in the right areas, which they did, and we need quality. And I've said on Twitter, I've said to you guys that the most important people in this system are the two wing backs. It's the most important system. Pep Guardiola focuses on full backs because he says they're the most important part of any team now. He's just brought Cancelo in from Juventus, and he's got Kyle Walker at right back anyway. We need quality full backs / wing backs. We've got, bless his heart, Steve Seddon out there on left wing back, who I think will be good enough, but the kid's still only 19, 20, something like that.
I think he's a bit older than that.
No, he's 20, I think. But
he's 21.
And he needs time. He needs time to have... He needs somebody more experienced in there to help him. Pedersen's not the guy because he's not a wing back. Maxime Collin is absolutely good enough on that right hand side, but he's being utilised wrong. And Wes is good enough, but at the minute we're using him as a centre half. So we don't have the options at wing back now. As we speak, potentially Montero could be coming in, and there's talk of him going as a left wing back because he's on the left hand side. That would be interesting. Very, very attacking player. I would welcome that personally, because I think that the system should technically be a 3-4-3. So the right and left are left midfielder and right midfielder. They're not full backs. They're midfielders, but they can defend, if that makes sense. So I personally would have Max and Montero on either side if it comes out. But that's my biggest concern.
Bringing it back round to the Portsmouth game, because we don't want to egg ourselves on too much for the Bristol game, because I've got a few questions I want to ask you. Craig Gardner.
Best player on the pitch. Was the best player and has been the best player.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I thought he was.
He was almost like, when you're at school and your teacher is almost being that guiding person that is very in depth with you and teaching you exactly what you need to do and leading you on the pitch. And then that night he was the leader. He was absolutely a leader, and he was so encouraging, and I just thought he was fantastic that night.
It's just he was quality, he was a step above, and you could see that he was a Premier League player, or a Premier League of old, playing in that league. He had 3 or 4 shots that on another night would have gone in. Keepers made 2 quality saves. His passing range was excellent, but the kids didn't let themselves down. Bejrami at the back looks a talent at centre back. He played some 50-yard balls onto feet that I was impressed with. We had Wes. We know what Wes is like at right centre back. Clark Salter, give him time. I think he showed a few better things, especially in the passing. But ultimately, there's no cohesion for the 3 centre backs that haven't started together. You could see it. And the forward players look good. They look so exciting. Dan Crowley's 2 levels above. Needs players around him though. No good playing with average players. Jude Bellingham looked very good, but still has much to learn about the game. And we got 1 or 2 quality players that have come in now into the first team that we've signed this week, who are only going to take us to another level. I think the 2 kids we've got from Spain are, something to be excited about. But obviously we'll touch on that now.
So we kind of all agree that being out of the cup is
a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
A good thing, bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing. We're out. We move on. We
don't cry over
no
it.
one wants to disrespect it. Yeah.
But it's not our priority.
Everybody wants to win, but I think the league's important at the minute for us, massively.
Okay, so moving on to the Bristol City game, I had a chat with a very close Bristol City fan of mine, and they gave me a little quote that I'd like to read out. And they said the last 15 minutes of their previous game against Leeds showed what they are about, and he fully expects Bristol City to get all 3 points this weekend.
Yeah.
Then I told him their surprises for their team. Marlon Pack has recently just gone to Cardiff for £750,000. Mark Watson is going to be crying right now. And Benica Phobie has actually signed on loan from Stoke to Bristol City. So they've got a few new players coming in.
I think Jamie Patterson also went to Derby on loan from.
Yep, Jamie Patterson has also gone.
Surprising.
How do you think Bristol City will fare this season compared to how they've been in the previous seasons?
Nice.
I think that the players that they've moved on, the ones that are brought in, haven't moved them up massively. And I think, in fairness, there aren't many teams in this league that have done that. I don't think necessarily the players that we brought in are going to move us up massively because it's a new system, because they're a new team. But Bristol City have got the same managers, there's some consistency, but the players they've brought in aren't going to take them to the next level. So they're clearly trying to create stability rather than a sort of a promotion push, and they'll obviously go for it the same as everyone else. But I think they'll build on that. They'll do okay. And how will they do against us? If you want a prediction, we're going to get beat. But
you think so?
I do. I just don't think we're ready to start taking control of games. Again, I use the word consistency with Bristol City. They've made 1 or 2 changes, but the manager's consistent. Their system will be consistent. They'll have improved together as a team, as a unit, where we're starting from ground zero again. And it summed it up for me at the Brentford game. We bring on our £7 million wonder midfielder, under 21 captain for Romania and all those wonderful things, and he had 2 touches on the ball.
Yeah.
And that was from a deflection where the ball touched him and he just knocked it on. And if we can't get the ball through our midfield, and all the midfielders we've signed, 12. If we get the new one, 12.
You're quite angry about how many
it's a whole team.
We are.
And I understand, and that doesn't include Salter Clark at the back and Jimenez up front. So we've signed lots of players, but we've now got sort of 12 midfielders, and those are recognised first team midfielders.
Yeah.
No under 23s in that lineup. Count them, guys. 12 if we bring Montero.
We're going to count it. Montero, Lakin, the 2 Gardner brothers.
Yeah.
Sunic, that's 5.
Digger,
Kifton-Beld, Marabti, Crowley, Villalba, pretty much 11 or 12. We're roughly there.
12 if Montero,
yeah.
So that's the 12 if he comes in.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a gaggle of midfielders. You know, it's a whole team. You could put a team of midfielders there. I don't think any of those could do better than Stockdale did the other night.
You're not best pleased,
are you? One thing, he was poor.
Yeah. But I think, you know, the second goal he couldn't be blamed for. It was a quality strike. No goalkeeper was getting to the second one. The first one could have been cleared off the line by the defender because he'd come out to claim the corner, saved the first one, someone headed it over him from the rebound. But the third one, certainly was a disappointment. And I think he'll be disappointed. But you know, look, Campy's first team, you know, he's first choice at the minute.
Do you think Stockdale will have a chance again this season now?
Yeah, I think he'll get another shot.
I think not too many. I think we've bought him back. We're paying him a big salary, and I think it makes sense to utilise him because no one wants to take him on his wages.
Yeah.
He's not going to force a move. He's happy just to take his money, and I can't blame him for that. I'm not having a go at him. You know, if I was in his boots, I'd do exactly the same thing. You know, I don't. He's coming towards the twilight of his career. So I think it's the end, but you know. And he'll see it out and he'll move on somewhere else maybe for less money, so this is probably his last big payday because he's not covered himself in glory really, has he, over the last couple of seasons, one way or another, whether last season, whether that was him or whether that was
Mr.
Monk. Is there a monk snake? Was it a thing?
Monkfish.
No,
Monkfish.
But I still like Gary, so I'm not going to get into that.
I like him, but I think we all of these people are saying, oh, he got the club, no, clearly not. It was just a front because Gary Monk thought about Gary Monk, and that's what he was doing. So behind the scenes, so it doesn't matter what you got to work for a company and you give your all, but if you're taking stuff from the stockroom, it's not, is it? And they you know. He clearly didn't get us because that's not what we're about.
No.
He clearly didn't want to do what was best for Birmingham City by signing players that were better for him and his agent.
That's what confuses me, though, and obviously we'll move on from this in a minute. But Pep clearly does get it because he's very, very, very engrossed in the club. Look how much he's took to the culture of the city. Loves the culture of the city. Loves the city itself. Massive fan of all the music industries. He learns about it. He you know, in everything he said it's about the club, not about me.
I give credit to him for not walking when possibly he had a chance. All right, he wouldn't have paid up his contract, and I think the club themselves have done it because they know that if they sack them, they'd have to pay the contract. And Pep is just going to dig in and do his job the best he can. If something comes around with Monk and Monk gets another job and he wants him with him,
I don't think he'll go.
I think he will. I think he'll go.
He didn't go to Middlesbrough with him.
I think the guy that's come in as his assistant. I think there's a bigger picture there, and I think you and I have discussed that. I think there's a bigger picture there. I think the players that have come in, if you listen to the interviews that Pep's had, he hasn't talked about him wanting players and the players that he's looked at. He's talked about players coming in and the backroom staff working hard to bring players in. There's been no reference whatsoever to him looking at players and what he wants. There's none. This is a group activity, I think is the kindest word to put it. And you know, we've done some good deals in a way, and had we got a manager that could implement that, but I'm not sure how much faith I've got in Pep. To manage and motivate the team, if because he just doesn't have that kind of character. He doesn't come across as a.
If things are going wrong, I'd certainly like to keep him and Herrera in. Yeah. So if things are going wrong, the board say this isn't working. Just move him down, keep him as a coach. Just put someone in above him, a manager. Because none of the lads are going to say, "Oh, Pep, it's not working with Pep." They're not going to kick off if he stays. But if you bring in a manager to manage above him with the two guys in behind.
We're doing a bargain basement Wolves.
Yeah.
We're doing a bargain basement Wolves. We're trying to do that.
They
brought the Portuguese connections in. They brought some amazing players in, just ridiculous talents, but not too many. 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And kept the rest of the team. Doherty had the season of his life.
Yeah.
Was surrounded by really good players. and we're trying to do that. And I just, I don't know. It's like saying, well, it's comparing a Domino's pizza to a 99p.
Yeah.
Freezer section. No, we're trying to do it. I don't think it's coming off.
We have a lot of quality though, because in that season that Wolves did it, they did it with Ryan Bennett at the back and John Ruddy in goal, free transfer. Bennett at the back was free transfer. Yeah. We've got Harley Dean, who's played football, ball playing skills, so we've got him. Roberts was a £3.5 million centre back, good centre back. We've got Pedersen, who was a £3 million left centre back, left back. All very good players. Collan is a fantastic right back in this league.
But the difference is, at Wolves, the manager. Yeah. No, I agree. You know, if we'd got that type of character, then I'd have a lot more confidence. I'd be like, I think this is actually going to work. But Pep's a little bit like Zola. He's a bit sort of quiet. He's not a particularly sort of strong character.
No.
Monk was a very strong character. Snake Boy was a strong character before him. You know, so and that's why they got what they got, and both had sort of a modicum of success. I like Pep. I've never met him, but he seems a perfectly nice guy. He says lots of nice things about the city. He's not going to say bad things, is he? But
no.
But I just don't see him taking us forward. I really don't. I'm sure he's got lots of great ideas, but those great ideas don't always link into being a good manager and a motivator.
No, for sure. I mean,
I've always said, give him 5 games, and then I'll judge him. I'll know where he's at. Speaking of 5 games, we quickly want to go over our last 5 against Bristol City. Then we'll get into our lineup, what we think is going to be. So stats. Our last game against Bristol City was on the 26th of February 2019. We won 2-1. Previous to that, we lost 1-0 at home. Previous to that, we lost 3-1 away. Previous to that, we won 2-1 at home. And then before that, we also won 1-0 away.
So 3-2.
So yeah, we've got a decent record in the last 5 against Bristol City. There hasn't been a game where there hasn't been a goal, so it's always a good, interesting fixture. Jay, quickly, Vassell's gone to Cardiff. What do you think about that?
Surprising.
Very short.
Surprising,
short,
but
snappy.
Not surprised, but not surprised, if that makes sense. Surprised in the fact that he's gone out and clearly we haven't replaced him with another striker. You know, talks obviously come out of after the window's closed that we tried for Naki Wells. He went to QPR. I'd have been happy with that. A lot of Blues fans weren't. Don't know why. We tried to put a club record bid in for Gale. Didn't materialise because Newcastle are asking stupid amounts for him, which is that's their prerogative, so that's fine. But we tried, and apparently we're going to go back in with January. But not surprised because I think Vassell wanted to go. The club have got 3 million for him somehow, which I don't understand how. But they've got 3 million for him, so they were going to take a profit on him. It's another wage off the wage bill, and they're replacing him with Montero. So,
if he comes,
well, it looks like it will probably happen.
So, let's run through these very quickly, boys. Our match lineups.
Wes.
Do you want to go first, Wes, or should Jay go first?
Well, I'm going to guess at this. I haven't even given it 30 seconds of thought. So
Jay, you go first.
I'll go first because then I'll get some ideas from him. I don't want these ideas. So I'm going to go camp. I'm not going to go camp. I'm going to go camping goal. I'm going to go Seddon.
Yes.
I'm going to go Wes.
Don't question it. He's allowed to have his own thoughts.
Yeah.
I like questioning him. Keeps him on his toes.
No, I'm going to take Wes out. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking because we've got Colin on the other side, haven't we?
Yeah, he's too
the
good.
French buttocks. And then the 3 in the middle is going to be. I think we're going to see Clark Salter. And it'll be Pedersen and. No, it won't be Pedersen, will it? No, what am I talking about?
You think he's going to take Pedersen out?
But I think we need. Okay, yeah, only
not
because Roberts played really, really well against
Roberts
Brentford. I think he was my man of the match, so I'm going to keep Roberts in there. I'm going to keep Harley Dean in there. It's just that last one. Will he change with Salter Clark, or will he stick with?
I'll leave it to you.
I think he'll probably stick with Pedersen actually. I think I'm probably looking at the team I'd like to play rather than the team he's going to play.
Yeah.
So he's going to stick with that. So okay, that's that. That's it. And then it starts getting difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're thinking, well, how is it going to be? And he's been playing sort of that. Sort of, does he go with
2-2-1 at the minute?
2-2? It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's where we're kind of getting exposed as well because we're sort of far too narrow. But if I just pick a number of midfield players, he will have start Duke on his own again.
Mm-hmm.
With Crowley behind.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's probably going to go with a bit more creativity. He's going to pick one of possibly Sunich will start alongside Digger. I thought Guards was our worst player against Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
He went missing.
I have to agree.
And I think he's.
I think Birmingham Mail put that as well. I think they give him a 6 or something like that.
If he's not ill, then I'm going to be incredibly disappointed because after signing for his boyhood club, he should have really sort of given 100.
I think he usually does. I think he may have had an off day at Brentford. I think he usually does. I think whether his quality's there remains to be seen. But you're missing. You got one more player.
One more player
for Digger, Sunich, Duke up top, Crowley. Who goes in behind with Crowley? Is he going to go for the new boys? Is he going to go with?
I think he'll go with Mags.
You think he'll go with Mags again?
Because you get a bit of industry with Mags. It's on and off.
Yeah.
But you do get a bit of industry with him.
You get legs.
And I think the players that we've got coming are very lightweight. And you can't have too many of those in the midfield. I mean, you know.
Well.
So he's going to... hopefully he'll do it. If he changes all of them, then that's just going to be suicide.
Yeah.
But if you can bring one creative player in there and keep some sort of industry in there, then that might work. So that's probably what I'll go with.
I'm going to have to pretty much agree with his team, to be honest. He's going to go with Camping goals and no change. The back five won't change. He's going to go with Collan, right wing back. Moving down, you're going to have Dean on the right, Roberts in the middle, Pedersen on the left. I thought Pedersen was alright, actually. Seddon on the left wing back position. There's talk about Cater today and where he's going to fit in. Well, he's not left. So
yeah,
certainly
that was interesting that he didn't leave. So I thought that was really interesting because there was talk of maybe he was a little bit unsettled again and wanted to go to France. So that will be really interesting because he's a completely different option as a left back, and he is a left back.
But he's attacking.
Yeah, so that's a different option.
He's going to try and use him.
I hope so.
He's going to try and use him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're talking about we need left wing backs in. He's going to need 2, so he's going to need Cater.
Yeah.
As a natural left wing back, he's going to need him.
Grounds. Talk about natural left back.
left back in the change.
There's talk of him because he's not left either. There's talk of him being another cover for left centre back. He always gave 100%. No problem. So back five, same. The midfield, I think Sunich will come in. I completely agree. I think he's had enough training now. Obviously, he's been in all week again. Yeah. I think you'll put him alongside Gardner, though.
You think?
I want him to go alongside Davis, but I think he's going to go with Gary Gardner. Simply for a bit of muscle in there. I think they're both quite tall players. Sunich isn't small. Gardner's bigger than Davis.
So if you're going to go with muscle, why the hell are you not going with David Davis?
Because he's a bit shorter. I think they need a bit of height.
So muscle brings height, does it?
No, I'm saying he needs a bit of height in there.
Digger in that midfield.
Digger's the stronger.
Is the more combative. I think you've got to. For me, Guards tries to make things happen, but just doesn't quite have the ability. I think he does, and that's the disappointing thing about the weekend. He just didn't really apply himself very well.
The problem is he wants a passing team. I think the thing you have to remember with that midfield is who's the better passer out of Davis and Gardner. It's Gardner, isn't it? Not unfortunately, but he is.
I don't necessarily agree.
No, I think Digger can do a short pass, and if Sunich is on the pitch, he only needs to do the short pass. He needs to win the ball, short pass. Sunich can sort of receive sort of the old give and go, and I think that could potentially work. But then, on the back of that, you've got to have the right movement in front of him. If you've got static players, and we talked about this earlier, Jay, about the Duke's first touch.
So.
Do you know what I mean?
50-50.
Sorry, it wouldn't. Not that you'd care about first touch or not, but. I think his first touch is not always great.
No.
Sunwich has then got to have the players in front who can do that.
Yeah,
now, if we can contain the game in the first 45 minutes, or even nick a lead, maybe change it in the second half to kind of step things up and don't let the game go away from us. I think if we can do that would be interesting.
I agree. So he's going to go with Sunwich. Who he goes with? I'm saying he's going to go with Gardner.
Okay.
I just think I get the gut feeling he's going to go with Gardner.
Okay.
And then I think as he's forward three, he's going to go with Mag. I agree. He's going to go with Mags. I don't think he's going to change it too much up there. He's going to go with Crowley and he's going to go with Duke. Obviously on the bench, then he's going to have Jimenez. He's going to have Villalba. He's going to have Emrabte. He's going to have maybe Jude or Odin Bailey. He's going to have a lot of options on that bench to bring on. He's going to have possibly Craig. He could put Davis on there, or whoever midfielder misses out. A lot of options on the bench. You can have Wes, who can put a right wing back. A lot of attacking options. We are still missing that one striker. Unfortunately,
we've got a lad obviously in Jimenez. Who had a great season last season, and he said it was an important season for himself personally. He wants to push on and sort of recreate that. And gosh, if you could do that, how wonderful that would be.
On Twitter, he tagged the Premier League in his photo. Did you see that?
Did he?
Yeah, he tweeted
Here I am, boys.
I'd like to say that's an accident, but
no, of course not. And I think
he wants it.
I think that it would be naive of us to suggest that we haven't bought these players in with a view to sort of increasing the value and moving them on, because right now that's kind of where we are, and that to me is sustainability. But it would be nice to see someone to come in and do even 70% of what Shea did, and possibly even more. But as a team, if we score more goals with all this wonderful creativity, and there are some players supposedly who look great on a 10-minute video. I mean, I can look good on. Look at me. Look how good I look.
Anybody could put a 10-minute clip together of David Davis of doing his best passes.
No,
that'd be tough.
Maybe 5 minutes.
2.5.
Mate, best.
You leave him alone.
100 great throw-ins.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Birmingham City's great rose edge.
Sorry,
shots.
Digger. Harbin massive.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, look, we've got options now on the bench. I think that's the key thing. And a lot of the players won't even make the 18. So Odin and Jude probably won't even make the 18 if we're being realistic.
Yeah, not now. We've got 12 midfielders.
Yeah. Montero, who's like I read 15 minutes ago, is still potentially obviously trying to work the paperwork out. It's another one that will come in and be a quick winger, another option to bring on.
So I've got a few questions for you.
But I'm just saying, like, if we could have added that one striker, we'd have been set for a team that could have pushed. Whether the manager and the system are going to work, different question. But the team itself, I thought, was fit for a push for playoffs. But we'll wait and see. Maybe the system will click. I've seen a few of the older heads tweeting that if this works, it's really going to work and it's really going to take off. But it needs to work.
What about you, Em?
Yeah.
What, my lineup? Oh gosh. Okay.
Duke in goal. Duke at left back. Duke at right back.
Max at right back.
We all dream
Just Max.
of...
Should have Craig in the middle.
Choose
Craig.
Okay, so what I think or what I want are two different things, obviously.
Go, you got 30 seconds, go.
Camp Collan. What's his name? The skinhead one. Holly Dean.
Skinhead.
Why did I forget that?
Don't tap the thing with mine.
Oh, sorry. So, yeah, you put me under pressure and then I forget everything. Camp Collan, Harley Dean, Mark Roberts Pedersen, Steve Seddon.
Big Steve.
Or...
He's got
No, I'm going to go with Steve Seddon. Okay. And then I'm going to go with Sunjic and Davis. Then I'm going to go with Crowley. Do I have two more players?
Yes.
Crowley, Villalba, and Duke.
He looked good in training, by the way, like Villalba. And Jimenez, you see, shot.
Was that 12 players?
I think that was 11.
I think that was 12.
No, it was 11.
Was it?
5, 2.
Yeah, I know you
Yeah,
can
it was
count.
11, yeah.
Yeah, I know you can count up
Yeah.
to 11, but did you...
Villalba, he's Spanish, isn't he?
He is.
Villalba.
He's younger than me. It's so depressing.
Villalba. Jimenez.
I'm
going to do
Can you say that name without actually saying... Can you actually say it?
Villalba?
Yeah, because it's not Villalba.
It's
Villalba.
Villalba.
Double L is a Y sound.
Yes, I know that.
You know that.
Villalba.
Yeah.
Yes. Villalba.
You don't say Villa, it's
Vulva.
fine.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
Villalba.
Vulva.
It's officially Villalba.
No, it's not.
It's Fran. Does he have Fran?
It's Fran.
He has Fran on the back of his shirt, doesn't he?
I actually don't.
He does.
I don't.
I noticed on those very short 5-minute videos where he looked wonderful for 5 minutes.
Villalba would look so much better.
Fran.
Okay, we'll go Fran.
I do want to say though, Jimenez, they put clips up of training today. Guy almost broke the post with some of his shots.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh my god, I've never seen a guy hit a ball so hard in my life.
I wanted to ask you,
Left-footed,
where on the pitch are our new signings for people that don't know?
I have no idea.
This is what I mean. For the people that don't know,
Jimenez,
where are we playing these players?
Jimenez reminds me, and this is going to sound really corny again and really a bit weird, but he's actually a B-Tech version of the Jimenez that's at Wolves. So Raul Jimenez at Wolves, the one that signed for like 40 million. He's very much like that. A tallish lad, similar size to Duke, maybe a bit smaller.
So what number on the pitch would you put him as? Let's make this simple for people.
He is a number 9. He is a number 9, but he's not a Shea number 9. He's a number 9 sort of.
Forward.
He's a forward. He's a centre forward that can do everything. He's got a bit of height, bit of pace, bit of power. He's not slow. He's quicker than
Sheringham-esque.
That sort of, but I think a little bit more technical.
But better.
But better.
Well,
okay.
No, but you know what I mean. Like his technical ability with his feet is a little bit better. He's not a finisher like Sheringham, but you know what I mean.
Okay, Villalba.
Villalba's an attacking midfielder.
What number?
He's a number 10 again, but he can play out on the wing as well. But he's preferred his number 10. Very quick with his feet, very good, very dynamic. His eye for a pass again through ball is Crowley-esque and to the next level. Valencia ideally didn't actually want him to go. Ideally they wanted it to be a loan. If he does well, they're having him back. But I think we've managed to work a deal. I think he's the 3-year deal was announced last night. And then obviously Sunic is a holding. He's a number 6, that type of player, holding midfielder. Screens the back 4, but then obviously distributes well. Great eye for a pass, but then his defensive work is good. I'm trying to think who else we've brought in. Montero, if he comes in, I don't know if it's been done yet. So we're talking about Montero's a winger, number 11 sort of player, but he'll play wing back, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's plenty of options, and obviously the kids coming through as well. We've got loads of them, so it just needs to stick now. It really does. It needs to stick, and it needs to stick quickly for it to work. I'm confident, but not stupidly confident.
So we have some early season predictions, and then we'll refer back to this in
6 months' time.
We'll take it down in maybe quarter of a season. Once a quarter of a season, we'll review it. But right now, where are we going to finish, guys?
I think 12th, and that's a good season.
Okay.
I think we'll finish 12th. But it depends though who we get in January, because if there's talk, which there is. People are confirming that we're going to go back in for Gale, or we're going to bring in a big money number 9 in January now. If we bring in a big number 9, we could push for top 10 playoffs, I think. Depends how the system's gone.
Depends where we are in January.
Yeah. No, but I think the club are going to bring in.
We've got to be there or thereabouts in January.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise. I mean, the Vile did it, didn't they? They kind of, once the...
They propelled, didn't they? Yeah. They brought in Mings and that.
Once Girlish got back into it.
Yeah.
There's a reason why autocorrects are freakish on iPhones.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm saying 12th. Where are you feeling?
See, I don't know. I can't tell you until I've seen us play against Bristol City. I don't think I can tell you.
No, you got to call it. Go.
I'm either thinking something ridiculous, like it's either going to really gel straight away and we're going to go flying and end up something like 5th, or it's going to not work at all and we're going to be 16th.
Okay, that's fair.
For me, I can't see us being that middle ground. It's going to go one way or another.
I think we'll be safe.
We'll be safe, but...
I'm going to agree with...
As per.
You're going to the lower half.
Because, again, I don't think anyone... It's a bit like Brexit. No one can call it right now, because it's like, will it or won't it? I mean, it's a big gamble. I'm tasting kind of Zola here, and it just... I wanted that to work, and I want this to work. Don't get me wrong, every Blues fan wanted to work. Wouldn't it be wonderful?
Is there a Blues fan that sits there going, I really want this to work?
Because imagine winning the league, imagine winning the Football League and the Beauty League, because we must have the most beautiful team.
We have got a stunning team in the minute.
Think about it. We have some absolute stunners. I'm straight.
Wow, you say
Duke, Jimenez, Max, Roberts.
Villalba.
No, I think he looks like a child, so I can't find him attractive.
Who's that?
Villalba.
Yeah, he does look about 7.
Yeah, I can't find him attractive
Has
because he
anybody
looks like a
seen
child.
his girlfriend though on Twitter?
Yeah, she's a 10.
She's like a
Mark's
thin
already said
version
she's
of
a
me.
13 out of 10.
Yeah.
Mark said, I hope to catch her down St Andrews this season and get a photo with her.
Get in the van. Oh no, sorry.
I've really ratted him out now. I'm waiting for him to have a go at me when this goes out. But no, it'll be an interesting one. If you know, a lot of people have said on Twitter, if this clicks, this team will destroy teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
but it will kill teams.
It won't, because we don't have necessarily the quality at the back to kind of play that style of football. Not
so.
Yeah,
so.
And in the box, if that makes sense.
I know what you mean.
From the midfield, obviously we've got so many options. You can just you could twisting people inside and out. But it's okay putting a cross in the box. But if there's no one there to finish it,
okay,
it's wasted.
Let's finish this one as we always
Who
do.
do you think you are? You're not in the middle seat.
Do it.
Shut up.
Do it.
You're the boss.
I am the
Wrap
boss.
it up.
This is my one tonight.
James says you are, so you must be.
We doing scores?
Yeah, right then, let's wrap
Scores
this
on doors
up,
for Saturday.
boys, with our score predictions. I'm going to start with you, Wes.
I
What do you
am
think?
going for a Bristol City win.
What score?
3-1.
Fair enough. Jay?
I'm going to go with a 1-1. That's being optimistic. And that might seem negative to any Blues fans watching, but they're a good team, Bristol City, and they're hurting from last Sunday when they played Leeds, and Leeds gave them a hiding. So they're going to want to come out flying. They've got some new players in. You know, Benik Fogle seems to score against us.
He's only scored 8 in 45, though.
Nobody always seems to score against us. So
Yeah.
So I'm a bit worried about that one, and then obviously they've still got plenty of quality in that team. So I'm going with a 1-1 though. I'm hoping that we can pull a result out at home.
And before Emily gives us her prediction, can we just make it clear, are you red or are you blue?
Oh, I don't know. I'm blue. I'm definitely blue. My dad says I'm a blue now.
Yeah.
Like, he rings me up and he's like, so how did the Blues get on then? He knows I'm a blue.
Do you mean, no, he bets on us every week. He damn well knows how we get on every week.
Yeah.
So here's the question. So should Dukey sweep you off your feet and take you to live in Northumbria, will you still be a Blues fan?
Yes.
Because that's what it's about, isn't it?
It is.
And that's what people think, just get your boyfriend.
Nah. Unfortunately, I didn't have the footballing experience growing up. I just grabbed what I could.
Yeah.
But now I've got it. And now I'm bringing it. You watch me.
That's fine. Duke, she's ready.
I'm thinking 2-1. Could swing either way. I'm going to go with... Oh, I don't want to say it, but I feel like Bristol City are going to win.
Yeah.
I do.
Definitely.
I really do.
You do.
Yeah, 2-1 Bristol City. And that hurts me to say that.
Only because we're not ready.
Yeah, I don't think...
You know, and I'm hoping it will change, but I just don't.
Yeah,
we're not
no, I
ready.
completely agree with
We're
you.
not ready.
Alright then guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a longer one, a bit more in depth, and we've covered 2 games, but I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, comment down below, let us know what you liked about this video, let us know if you want us to do more videos like this. Thank you James for being one of the beautiful assistants. Thank you to Wes for being the most beautiful assistant.
I do have to butt in quickly. Next week, exciting news for the channel. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. We'll be out next week. We'll be announcing some exciting stuff on our social media platforms, so go and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want to catch us. That's
all
where
the
we are.
stuff.
It's pretty much ready now, so we're ready to announce it as and when we get the green light. So keep your eye on for that one, guys.
It's
You'll
something
like it.
that my mum is even excited about, and that must mean it's very exciting because she doesn't like football. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you for our Bristol City match review. Keep right on.
Keep right on.